Ma'am, this is a traditional bull market where we've seen, large caps take lead, blue chips like Bharti, like M&M, State Bank of India in particular, have led this fresh record high on the Nifty. What's your gut feel about this move that has come post the GST rejig, post many other good macro trends that all of us track? How do you see sentiment these days on Dalal Street? Are better days ahead?
Yes, I think so. I think the sentiment is definitely improving. We've had a relative underperformance of Indian equities, but the flows in India remain strong, and the FIIs also, I think, will start to come back to India, given that valuations are now looking a little better. And more importantly, I think our macro situation is quite stable. So the Indian economy is in good shape. There are no excesses right now that we should be worried about, that we were worried about, say, a year ago on the valuation side. Those excesses have been kind of gotten cleared out. The small and mid-cap sector, where there were excesses, has also underperformed. So there also, I think, things are looking relatively better. And versus many of the other economies, I think India's domestic economy remains a big shelter for any global shocks. We have our strong domestic economy, and we have strong domestic market inflows that keep coming from the SIPs. So I think from that perspective, India should do much better. The only thing that, one is still waiting to see is the tariff situation, how that resolves itself. I think even there, I'm hopeful that where we started off and the worst point of the tariffs being as high as, 50% or more, it's already, likely that it'll be below 25% in some cases. And so our exporters, which have been hurting, could also see some relief.
Innovation is the mother of all future growth, and more so in the world of stocks and the listed space. Ma'am, you briefly mentioned that financials look good. How are you playing that theme? How do public sector banks fall in this setup? Has your fund taken position in large Indian PSU banks? How does that sector pan out for you?
I think one of the positive things for the PSU banks is that relaxation of some amount of FII limits, because FIIs, ran into some constraints in terms of being able to buy into PSUs when they hit those limits. So I think as those limits are getting relaxed, that would bring more money from at least FIIs into some of the PSU banks. But again, valuations are decent. But I would say that the way to invest in the financial sector is not to just bet on just PSU banks. You have banks, you have NBFCs, you have asset managers, you have a whole host of fintechs. So it's a very broad space. And, there is growth in many of those areas, and not just PSU banks.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.